Back in the day, like few decades ago, if you need some kind of entertainment without going out of your home, if you need some kind of media consumption, reading is your only option. Reading a book, article, or newspaper, any kind of reading. So back in the day, if you're a person who know how to read, reading is part of your lifestyle. But today, we got millions of ways to entertain ourselves without going out of our room or without even moving an inch from our bed. But it's not us entertaining ourselves, it's billions net worth of corporates build algorithm, build intelligence where their only purpose is to just make us scroll and scroll away ourselves to the moon. It's literally, think about it, literally only purpose is to make us stick with our phone as long as we can. So right now reading is not only just an habit or just some kind of, reading is the key. Reading is the only key we have to get out of the gate of the hell where the little demons got algorithm frying our attention span. Or we not really reading anything nowadays. We read whenever the text came upon the top of the frame, or we read the captions, sometimes explaining about the post, but most of the times a ChatGPT explanation about a random car model, bike model, or about a movie. I don't know where that joke came from. And sometimes in the comment section we read about a guy who's on his quest of day 1546 before proposing his childhood crush. Yes, you gotta move on. So these kind of reading we do, but they are not reading. So as I said before, reading is our only option now. But I got a lot of things to say about what kind of book you would love to read, or what kind of book you would love to spend your time on. But for this occasion, for this video, just pick up and read whatever you want. Pick a fiction, pick a non-fiction, pick a self-help book, pick a history book, pick a science book, fantasy, sci-fi, any kind of book, just read it. Read 30 minutes a day. What's the difference between, as I said before, if you're gonna spend some 30 minutes on Instagram, you probably read a lot of text. you know we can lie about that, but what's the difference between reading a book and scrolling on Instagram? Just reading part, just scrolling on Instagram fries our brain. That's a fact. Let's compare the reading part. So in book, if you spend 30 minutes reading a book, let's say you read 10 pages, and tomorrow you're gonna pick the book and read another 10 pages. But if you're reading a 10 pages today, you will be reading the 10 pages and making sense out of it with the context of the last 10 pages you read yesterday. And if you're gonna read 10 pages tomorrow, you'll be making the sense of that words with the text you read today. And when you finish that book, let's say like a random fantasy book, if you're in the end, you will be seeing a character arc which started from the first chapter or the first word itself. So you're spending not only a 130 minutes a day, you're spending an if you let's say if you read a book for a whole month, you gotta remember the first day. You gotta remember the things you read on the first day and making sense of the ending of the last day of the month. And it's not only boosts your cognitive behavior, it just gives you an attention span and memory. We have the potential to make sense out of words we read before 30 days ago, and we do got that, but we are losing it in the algorithm. So with all that, if you're really a person who thinks scrolling social media and reading a book is the same, you're dead wrong. You're wrong. And I'm not in any obligation to explain that, but you're dead wrong. Decades before, video games are the worst thing that can happen for a child. Video games are overstimulating, and that can ruin their education, and that can ruin their everyday perception of life. It's alright, but there's literally a study says right now that playing a video game is better than scrolling social media. Because right now what social media did, like reels and doom scrolling did, is it's behind what video games did before. It's beyond. This kind of overstimulation is never, it's not a simple thing for a human being to witness. It's just, you're getting every dopamine release for every 30 second, and you getting it like, oh my god, this is so bad. This kind of overstimulation is so bad for our brain. It's literally, we are going back to our, if you just imagine, like we are spending 24 hours a day doom scrolling, we're not humans anymore. We are really not humans anymore. Our brain doesn't behave. There's no perception of life for us, and forget about the attention span. I do see some kids. We can see kids who are just like 2 years old or 1 year old scrolling. Nothing more sadder than seeing a 1 year old kid scrolling a phone. That's how bad it's right now. So if we are in a time where video games are better than doom scrolling, just imagine how bad a doom scrolling is. And it can take, so as I said before, it's not only our fault. The whole system is, the whole billions of dollars were spent just to make us stick with your phone. Then just imagine how powerful it is. And as powerful it is, reading is as powerful is to get us out of that. Just like an experiment. When you wake up, as soon as you wake up, like not usually as you pick your phone, try to pick a book, try to pick some book, and at least force yourself to read to like 30 minutes a day. And lay in the bed or sit with what you're reading with your mind, and just let's see how that feels. And other day, as usual, wake up and pick up your phone, scroll for 30 minutes, and then try to read a book. Just you know just see how much you can concentrate, how much you can give your attention on the book. It's like it will feel like a torture. After getting a dopamine burst of straight 30 minutes, reading a book seriously will feel like a torture, like you are in some Holocaust camp. That's how bad doom scrolling is. Be already a reader. You know how to start a book, and most importantly, you know how to finish a book. But you're on a bit of a low point where you're stuck in a reading slump. That's fine. You know how to do this and pick up a book and read. But there, some might be a chronic Instagram user, chronic social media doom scroller. You just pick a book, and like how bad our attention span right now, and how worse it is right now. So pick a book and read it, mate.